So tonight I'm going to be making a classic and simple dessert, which is going to be bread and butter pudding. You can definitely add like chocolate and jams or marmalades, raisins and stuff, but I prefer it just to be back to basic and just do it nice and simple. So let's get started. So our first step is going to be our milk. So I'm going to do about a cup of milk in the saucepan here. And I'm just using low fat milk. You can definitely use regular milk or any kind of milk. And to that I'm going to do a couple of tablespoons of some cream. We'll go 3 tablespoons of cream. And we're going to take this onto the stove over medium heat until we don't want it boiling, but we do want to heat it up. Alright, so while our milk is on the stove, we don't need to stir it constantly, but we do want to keep an eye on it. I just cracked 2 eggs in the bowl here, and I just want to add like about a tablespoon of sugar. Whoop. And we're just going to get this all combined. And now we can set that aside. And now our bread. For bread and butter pudding, you can use any kind of bread. I'm just going to be using this standard sandwich bread that we use pretty much every single day. And butter as well. You can use the real butter like I'm going to be using today, or you can definitely use just the tub butter, the margarine spread. But I'm going with the real butter at room temperature, so it doesn't destroy the bread. But just going to squeeze it out just slightly, and just butter on one side is perfect. And set that to a side and just continue with all of our slices of bread. Alright, so I have sliced up a total of 7 slices of bread because that's what we got left. I thought we had 8, but that should be fine. And bringing back to the egg mix, I forgot to add in some vanilla, so I'm just going to do about a teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, so now with each piece of bread, I got some sugar here and some cinnamon, so I'm just going to be taking just roughly like half a teaspoon of sugar. And dusting it with cinnamon. And another piece. So some sugar and cinnamon. And I've also turned off the milk because that on the stove has gotten quite nice and warm. So that's just turned off and just waiting until I finish this step. Alright, now with our bread I am going to cut it down in halves. You can leave them as big triangles or smaller triangles. I think, I'm going to go with smaller triangles. And how it gets assembled is completely up to you. A lot of people like to put the crust down, have the crust on the top. I'm going to have the crust on the bottom because the crust is a bit harder. And at the bottom, that's where all the excess juices is going to be. So that can soak up a little bit, and I like the top bits to be nice and crispy. So we're just going to be layering the triangles. Hopefully I can fill this dish. If not, I might need to go to a smaller size. So this is now going to get set to the side. And I bring in the milk mixture with the cream, and whisking the bowl, I'm going to slowly pour in the cream or the milk. And this is now going to turn into a nice delicious custard once it goes into the oven. But before we put it into the oven or onto our bread to go into the oven, I'm just going to strain it just to make sure none of those eggs started to scramble. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine, but much better to be safe than sorry. You do not want to bite into a chunk of egg. Bringing back our bread, and I'm just going to slowly tip this over. And I might not even use all of it, to be honest. Or, you know what? Definitely go to your liking. If you want it nice and soft, then use all of it. That'd be perfectly fine. But I like it more on the crispy side. You know what? There's only a little bit. and it's gonna absorb as well when it's in the oven. Oh, now I'm making a mess. Alright, we'll do all of it. And now just on top, I'm going to sprinkle on some nutmeg, because I think that just has a really nice, beautiful flavour with the bread and the butter and the custard mixture and the cinnamon we already have on each slice. So that can just go on top. And now we're ready for the oven. So the oven is preheated at 180 degrees Celsius fan force, and this is going to go in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. Again, it's all done to personal preference on how crispy you like the tops, on how soft you like the bottom, everything like that. But for me, in about 30 minutes, I'll come check on it, and I might put it in or leave it in for a little longer, but I'll let you know when I come back. And this is what my serve looks like. So yeah, we got the nice slices of bread, which is nice, and yeah, underneath it is quite soft and squishy, so I'm keen to try it. Sorry if you can hear that fly buzzing around as well, it is driving me nuts. But with bread and butter pudding, my favourite is definitely the top slice, which has probably the most nutmeg on it, and it's the most crispiest. It is quite soft underneath, but it is quite soft underneath. So that's the top there, and underneath, let's try. That's so yum. That's really good. Oh, I love cinnamon. Cinnamon, nutmeg, the custardy kind of feel to it as well. And yeah, even the squishier bits underneath. It's really good. And like I said at the start of this video, if you want to add extra things like chocolate or I know raisins is popular, and just chuck it in. But this is how I love it. Definitely the best part. So thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe down below so you don't miss my future videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.